Okay. For the entire month, I have been celebrating my 28th year anniversary for getting into network marketing. And yesterday, on the 18th, is actually the day. So you could say that yesterday was my 18th year birthday for getting into network marketing. And I have to tell you, it has been life-changing for me. And over the years, I've helped change the lives of so many people by sharing a simple process that I learned about social media, social networks. Social networks have literally leveled the playing field for all of you by giving you easy, direct access to the most people. And what I want to do is I have a special training that tomorrow night at 9:00. Let me pass the information over to you here. I'll put it in the chat. My Sunday night social selling training. And tomorrow night, I'm going to be revealing how you could turn on an immediate flood of new business. Additionally, I have a special promotion. Next week is my social network top earner retreat. And I'm going to put a link in there for that as well. Whoops. Along with a very special okay, there you go. Now, two of the tools that we make available to everybody in the retreat are our Top Earners 90-day game plan and our training on how network marketers catch whales. Whales are people with large circles of influence. Well, today we're going to show you how to turn on an instant flood of new business. But at the same point in time, for this mastermind, I had planned on helping all the participants learn how to improve their sales techniques. All right. And so let me take a quick look and see who's here. Now, first and foremost, it's a 4-step formula that has worked for years. Create a page, connect with people, communicate with them, and close them. And all you need is a profile on Facebook, a profile on LinkedIn that everybody can see. All right. So first, let me pop over here. And LinkedIn has added some new things that is going to make all of you more effective. And we've heard a lot about artificial intelligence. So they've added a new feature where they're offering a form of artificial intelligence to spice up your profiles on LinkedIn. Excuse me. Now, I've been through it, and for those of you that are students, what we've taught you to fill out your profile to improve it is 100 times better than that feature. But we're seeing a lot of things change. So let me first come over here. And well, Alan, it doesn't appear like you're doing anything with LinkedIn. So let me kind of look. So Beverly will take a look at your profile. First, I'm going to go down and I'm going to look at people that I'm. So Beverly, do you have a profile on LinkedIn? Is that you?
Yes, that's me.
Okay.
But I'm not active on LinkedIn because I don't know how to use it.
Okay. Well,
Someone set it up for me a while back.
Well, it looks like they set this up as a company page, not as a personal page. And that's the first thing that let's see here. Yeah. So you're still building an Isogenics business?
Yes,
Okay. And how long have you been working with Isogenics?
about 7 years.
Oh, okay. All right. So first, okay. So you're building an Isogenics business. But the one thing that you don't want to do is turn, your profile should be about you. So whoever set this up for you, set this up in the business format,
Mhm.
okay, which is not what you want. Because the power of a social network like Facebook or LinkedIn is that you have the ability, once you are in it, to reach out and connect with other people that clearly would be interested in talking to you and would clearly be interested in, they're looking for business opportunities. So let me ask you, what's your professional background?
I owned a fitness studio years back. I have also been cosmetics consultant, jewelry manufacturer.
Wow. Well, okay, so Beverly, you're sitting on a gold mine. Okay, and let me show you. What you do with your profile is it's like an online resume. And so, for example, most of the people, if you had a fitness studio, you could go up here on LinkedIn and you could find all of the people on LinkedIn that are interested in fitness. And there are roughly, let's click on people here. You got 1,610,000 people. Now, let them in, please. Let them in. So let's look at looking for opportunities. So on LinkedIn, you have 1,460,000 people that are looking for an opportunity. Change the word, opportunities. 2,200,000. It's like walking into a room and knowing ahead of time who would be interested in what you're doing. Now, we can filter that down. We could search for people by country, by city. I remember when Isogenics expanded to the UK, I've helped 60 people become $1 million earners in Isogenics. I started working with them back in, I want to say 2008. No, wait a minute. 2009. And so one way to search for people looking for opportunities, let's look at it another way. As a gym owner, there's 17,000 gym owners. Now, people connect with people based on mutual interests, shared values. So your ability to jump on LinkedIn and connect with other people, it starts with your ability to be seen. So hold on just 1 second. Okay. Okay. So your ability to connect with people that clearly would appreciate what you're doing. It's coming. All right. So
Yes.
okay. So do me a favor, Debbie. Could you shut my door, please? Thank you. Oh, okay. So anybody want a dog? Anybody want a dog? All right, so let me, this is totally out of sequence. Let me come back over here. All right, so how would you feel if you knew in advance that the people you were talking to needed and wanted what you're selling?
That'd be great.
So you'd never be rejected when you told them about your business. And that's how you're gonna feel. And we have people here that are in the process of going through the whole process. You know in advance. And how would you feel if you knew you could close 80% of the people that you talk to?
Wonderful.
80%. And that's the process that everybody that I work with is mastering. So LinkedIn has become Facebook for professionals. And they've got new video features that are going to make it easier for you and everybody else that's here to talk to people. So they've added new features that, again, are going to make it easy for all of you. And some of these features are 2 weeks old. But when you put all of them together, you're going to be able to turn LinkedIn specifically, much better than Facebook, into a virtual money machine. So there are certain things that you can do that will generate immediate results. And that's the beauty of what I'm teaching all of you. You bring somebody into your business and you don't need a funnel. You don't need capture pages. You don't need blogs. Everything that you need to build your business can be done with a profile. So you bring somebody into your business. First thing you do, now, Beverly, you can't do it. Well, actually, we'll take a, do you have a Facebook page too?
Yes.
Okay, we'll take a look at your Facebook page. Because one thing that creates almost immediate results is to change your picture.
Mm-hmm.
You change your picture, and then everybody that you're connected to that sees it reacts, which gives you the opportunity to start a conversation. Two other actions that produce almost immediate results are wishing someone a happy birthday or wishing someone a happy holiday. So when you bring somebody into your business, these three actions alone can get your new recruits started almost immediately. In some cases, they can actually start building the business before they even get their products. So the birthday strategy, this was Martin is a student in the UK. My birthday is in September 17th. And to demonstrate the point, I also made April 15th my birthday on LinkedIn, which is tax day. So changing your birthday, Martin reached out to me. Hope you're having a great birthday. I'm making more money than ever before. So it's all about making changes to your existing profile that will generate almost immediate results. So let me pop over here, come back, and let's see if we can find you on Facebook. There you are. That's you. Okay. First, let me say, great picture. Okay.
Thank you.
And Now, right now, I'm looking at your Facebook page. And I can see that I can see your followers. So you're using about 8 or 9 months ago, Facebook came out with a professional version. And you're using the professional version. And you really need to go back to the original. It's just a matter of pushing a button, because this is actually limits the value of your Facebook page. Okay, it's subtle.
Mhm.
Now,
How do I go back?
you know what I'm going to have to do is if you can type in the chat window your phone number, I can give you a call
Sure.
and show you how to do that. You know, Isagenix is one of my favorite companies, and so see, if I wanted one, oh, here you go, add a friend. So I'll send you a friend request so we can be connected, but it's a lot easier to connect with people. So, but we've got some things here that we could look at. So let's look at work and education. All right. So you owned a gym or a workout facility.
Yes.
By the same, but you see, here's the thing. The primary rule on a social network, when you're looking for people to talk to, what you see on their profile is what they want to talk about. And what they see on your profile is what you want to talk about.
Mhm.
So if we come back over here to LinkedIn, all right. Now here is somebody. This is a bogus profile. So let me go over here and let me bring up let me bring up Joanne. Now Joanne is a student, and originally she was building a Melaleuca business, and she was an orphan. She didn't have, the person that got her into the business was no longer in the business. So she went through a boot camp, and then she decided that she wanted to go faster. So she jumped into my coaching program. And initially, we helped her build her Melaleuca business. The first month, we doubled it. The second month, it tripled. But she was also selling insurance. So once you understand who you're looking for, who you want to connect with, you could literally jump online and find people that would be interested, that you could sell insurance to. So she started to do that. So on one hand, she's building her Melaleuca business. On the other hand, she's using LinkedIn to sell insurance policies. And she did so well that the company she was working for brought her in and said, "What are you doing? All of a sudden, where are you getting all this business?" She said, "I'm getting it off of LinkedIn." So they hired her to train all the agents in, we bring this up, might be able to find it. They actually paid her, let me make this a little bit bigger, to train other agents. So she sent me this. Tony paid her $5,000 to do a training for the other agents. And this was one of 4 trainings. So she made an extra 20 grand. 20 grand teaching other agents how to sell insurance. Okay. Now, the thing is, you can sell anything when you know, when you know who you're looking for. There is no shortage of opportunities. Well, I'll do this. So about 3 weeks ago, she called in to share, and my students do that. They keep coming back. So let me share with you what she said. She was on the session earlier today. And
I mean, Max, what you've taught me, obviously I've applied to my network marketing business and it absolutely works. We know that. It's a fact. You've done it with me, you've done it with so many others. But, you know, one of the things I always say was what you teach us, we can apply to any job. And it's the same technique, it's the same dance. And I've used it in the insurance world, where I was recruiting for multiple agencies and using your techniques. I remember 1 month I recruited 40 insurance agents in 1 month. You know, that's huge. And I know that you've worked with others that have built huge insurance agencies as well. Currently, I'm doing outside sales. I'm working for Republic Services, as you can see in my banner there. I have been with the company 2.5 months. I started in the beginning of May. And I told my manager when I was in the interview process how I thought that, you know, I can apply LinkedIn and explode, you know, this type of position. And it didn't register with him. And I waited, and I said the first couple of weeks, I got to learn what I'm doing. I got that down. And then I said, I'm posting my first customer. So if you look back about a month, you'll see, you know, Go Auto was my first post, nothing fancy. And then about a week ago, I think I did 5 posts in a row. And one of my posts for Red Arrow Diner has gotten over 6,000 views between two, you know, it said, oh, do you want to post in the, you know, restaurant group or whatever? So this one here is a nonprofit, the one that you have right there. So they do mental health. And, you know, I got 23 likes on that and a good number of views. This one was a little restaurant in Nashua, and I think it was over 1,100 views when I saw it last. So what I'm doing is I've got a little twist, a little auto dealership. I think that one had about 1,200 views when I first looked at it last. And I'm not even really, the diner one's my favorite, the next one right there. So this diner, Red Arrow Diner, been around for 100 years. And I just posted me with some of the guys outside and one of the owners, 67 people liked it. So using your technique, I do a little post, and the only thing I'm saying about Republic Services is welcome to the Republic Services family. So just doing that, you know, is getting more engagement, more people within the company. But just in the last week or so, I've been asked, I trained my group of, you know, my office, and now I've got my division manager sending out messages talking about how because of these couple of posts that I've done, I had someone on LinkedIn that I connected with on the 25th of June with my message one that you taught, copy paste, and I got a sale from that. And this guy, he's got 10 gas stations. So I'm getting the first one in August. And, you know, as long as we deliver, which we will, I'll end up getting 10 locations from him seeing my posts that you taught us how to do. You know what I mean? So I have a little bit of a twist, but my manager sent out a message talking about how he sees the value of what I'm doing, talking about me being 310% of budget. Then it's gone out to the region. And now one of the division managers are reaching out. They're shocked at what I'm doing. They're talking about me training their leaders and their sales force. They have 40,000 people that work for Republic Services. And this is like, you know, breaking news, using LinkedIn to do what we're doing here. I just think super cool. you know, it's like throwing that pebble in the water. And I just want to let you know, it's still having the ripple effect from what you and I have done.
So I have, I think 3 people on here that are, everybody that's on here, I think is a student. But I have 3 people here that are contemplating one-on-one coaching.
Why are they doing that, Matt? There's no question. The one-on-one coaching is where this all clicks for me. You know what I mean? And you know, after like my second session with you, we fixed the profile, you showed me the basics, I started running with it. I couldn't sleep at night. I couldn't sleep at night, you know, once we started having our one-on-one sessions. I was getting up at 3, 4 in the morning, and I would start doing my connections, you know, doing what you taught me. And as you know, if you go back through our, trail there, I enrolled 3 people in one day when I was doing the network marketing. I got paid $5,000 to do 3 LinkedIn trainings for one of the insurance groups. Your training, your one-on-one coaching has opened up so many doors for me. So as time goes by, I always like to give you an update to let you know how I'm doing, but it all stems back to that one-on-one training that we did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, were you surprised at how fast everything started to happen?
Initially, yeah. I mean, like, Max, I knew about you. I've heard about you from years before you and I had gotten together. I've watched some of the webinars that you had, but I mean, like, immediately when we first started working together, it just was like a snowball effect. But when I take that into other areas and see how it explodes, like, I can't tell you how excited I am about what I'm doing now. Seeing it with my upper management, how they're all like super excited. Many of those people that like this post are at Republic Services, the 67, and many of them I weren't connected to. So it was a layup in growing my connections. So every time you look at my connections, it grows. It doesn't take a ton of time. You put in 20, 30 minutes a day, but it's really hard to not want to keep going because it's so much fun.
Mhm. Well, think about the ripple effect. Coming to this company, you're introducing them to something new. How big is the company?
We service about 14 million customers across the country, but there are about 40,000 people that work at Republic Services. And I'm just one of them. And literally, I'm getting attention from across the country with what I'm doing. I'm even getting competitors sending me messages that are like, I wish I did that when I was with the company, or you know what I mean? Like, people are like, how brilliant. And it's such a simple concept. It's like giving a thank you to the customers, but it's promoting me, it's promoting the business, it's promoting, the company I work for. And it's just so simple. It's a post, you know what I mean? It takes 10 minutes to put it together.
And that's, my friend, one of the things that I emphasize in our current boot camp, because it's not just about the conversation you have. It's about your activity. It's about putting things out there that people can see, that people can react to, that people can respond to, that the ripple effect of that is indescribable. Right now, I wouldn't be surprised in 6 months if you got, I don't know if you're looking for it, a major promotion, maybe VP of training.
Yeah, I can totally see something like that, coming down the pike if that's the path that I choose. But right now, I think that I'm just having so much fun doing this. You know what I mean? Like when you get so excited to do a job that, is fun and you enjoy it, I can see that happening down the road or them coming up with some sort of initiative. But for now, I just want to focus on this because this is just, it's totally fun. Just like when building network marketing business this way, it's far more fun than asking friends to come over and, would you please come over and do it it's way more fun.
Well, Joanne, it was wonderful to hear from you. Again, congratulations are once again in order. For me, it's going to be enjoyable to watch your career blossom, as a result of, what I taught you. But, you added your own little spin to it. I love that line. Let's talk trash.
Thank you.
It's terrific. Thanks again for sharing
Thank you.
your story, and congratulations.
Thank you. And anyone, on the fence, don't hesitate. Max's time is limited. And, if you get the opportunity to work with him, he is truly a guest. So thank you again, Max.
Thank you.
And in the last, I would say 3 months, I have heard from so many former students that are coming back because everything's changing. So the first step for all of you and, Beverly is we have to make you have to have the right profile. In other words, it's a personal profile as opposed to a business one. And we got to adjust your Facebook profile because you added that new business element. Now, they added that last year, I think it was in October. And November, I tried it. And in our November and December boot camps, we suggested to everybody, hey, give it a try. And then people began to realize you're giving up some features that are too valuable. And so since January, I've been telling everybody, go back to the original one. The social networks want to keep you engaged, but at the same point in time, they all have different agendas. And everybody here, you're interested in one thing. You're interested in talking to people, closing sales. But it's the duplication part that's the most important. Let me see if Barbara's here. Barbara is building a Legal Shield business. And let me see if she's here. No. And so, well, let me just.
I see Barbara's back. Let me bring her up because I love Success Story. So Barbara, I think this is her third boot camp.
Hi, Max.
Hey, Barbara, I hope you don't mind me showcasing your success, but I'm just proud of you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Wanted to share with everybody, since we started to do this.
You could probably tell it better, but I came across this someone had shared this with me many years ago about Max Steingart, but I never got involved. And so I've been building my network marketing business a little over 7 years now. Totally frustrated myself. Bought leads of people that wanted to work from home. I could go on and on. And so finally I said, let me get in here and see what this is all about. So I attended 2 boot camps and I'm going to be attending June's. And all I can say is thank you, Max Steingart, because I have learned so much. I know I have a lot to learn yet. But I found, like you said, we can all win. This isn't like where some can and some, no, we all have the possibility of accomplishing everything we want to accomplish. I'm not afraid to talk to people anymore because I have more than enough to talk to. I sponsored people. In fact, like a couple weeks ago, I must have missed it, but I got this thing on Facebook saying, you were one of the top recruiters for May. I went, really? I wanted to message back and say, let's thank Max Steingart for that, because it's so much fun. It's not like drudgery before where I hated to follow up. When you contact somebody and think, oh, this is so much fun. And like Max said, it can become addictive. I get up in the morning and I have a routine. Depending on my schedule, it doesn't always get done at the exact same time, but I always make sure I post something on my site. I make sure I go in and contact at least 10 people or more. I have people that are responding. I mean, like today I had 7 people that I responded to, and the best is yet to come. So I can just say thank you, Max. I so appreciate so much everything that I've learned from you, and I can tell you're passionate about helping each one of us. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Barbara. And again, every one of you is heading down the same road.
Okay, now, so the concept, Beverly, is this. If your profile is all about you promoting your Isagenix business, and you reach out to people that you don't know, to make the connection, to talk to them, even the people that you can tell by looking at the profile that would probably be interested. They are getting slammed by people in your company, by people in other companies that literally they probably wouldn't accept you. And it's not as effective. Now, I notice here, so you have 1,500 followers. All right. Now, what you could do is, let me do this. I'm going to bring up your picture here, which should be the picture that you use on LinkedIn. Okay.
Mhm.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, let's see if I can do this. Copy this, save it. Okay, now, if you just reapplied it, you know, you just what you could do, it comes up with the day. But can I do it here? So let me see if I can send you a message. There you go. So if you just literally replaced that picture with this one, same picture,
Mhm.
what happens is all of the people that see it, a certain percent of them, a certain percentage of them are going to react to it. They're going to like it. They're going to make comments. And that gives you an opportunity to start a conversation. Example, I just started working with Gregory is a corporate director in Mount I've coached 9 corporate directors. That's a top position in the company. And he's just getting into this. He has 1,400 friends. So if we pop down here, and he had his birthday the other day, his real birthday. So he's getting all kinds of birthday wishes. When we change his cover, okay, he had all these people that wished him a happy birthday. So he had 113 people posted on his timeline wishing him a happy birthday. Now, the birthday strategy is so effective that many of my students have more than one birthday.
Mhm.
Okay, you change your birthday and everybody, you know, reaches out to you. So in June, we posted a joke. He had 65, 66, he had 67 people that reacted to his joke. Most of these people he knows, some of them he could actually turn into prospects for his business, because he's never really used Facebook for his business. Now, we came down here, we changed his cover. Same thing. The big one was when he changed his picture. So he changed his picture. He had 136 people that reacted. He had 41 people that made comments. And so what happens is it starts conversation. It gives you the opportunity, without looking for new people, to re-engage, to talk to the people that you're already connected to. Now, some of them you know, and some of them you don't know. By the same token, when you go over to LinkedIn and you start to do this, the results, the responses are mind-boggling. People, the most important part of this is not just as you're building your business, the most important part of this is as you bring people into the business. How now you've been with Melaleuca, I'm sorry, Isagenix for, you said 7 years. What level are you?
Consultant,
Consultant.
yes.
Have you been, how come you're just a consultant?
Just had some problems with the business. I was sick for a couple of years with valley fever and couldn't work it.
Sorry to hear that. Okay, it doesn't matter. Everybody's got a story. Okay, so what do you want to do with the business now?
I want to go to the top of the business. I want to be go to executive.
Okay, well, sales is a numbers game. And so in Isagenix, the process is, you plus two, them plus two. And like I said, sales is a numbers game. So if you're reaching out and if you're talking to 20 people a day, Monday through Friday, and that'll take you about an hour and a half. If you're talking to 20 people a day and you know ahead of time that they would most likely be interested, like personal trainers, fitness instructors, there are all kinds of professionals, professional athletes, those, professional, fitness, they're bodybuilders, they enter all these contests. They love Isagenix products. So you bring people into the business. If you can, when you bring them in, you get a bonus. If you bring two in 1 week, you get an extra bonus. Now, in January, I think it was 2020, Isagenix absorbed Zija. And Zija was a company that I had been working with for about 9 years. And in 2017, Zija absorbed Zango, and they absorbed Kivana. And they absorbed 3 companies. That's what happens in this business. So in 2017, I was doing a training for Zija, and it was like a reunion. Some of the top earners in Zango, I was doing trainings for Zija, and we reconnected, and it was a big thing for them because they had routinely been taught that binaries are bad. And now they're in a company where it's a binary. So they had to relearn things. And then 3 years later, I'm doing a webinar, and one of the Zango people that was now in Zija gets on and tells me that we're now part of Isagenix. And I said, no way. No way. So as soon as we were done, I called, let me come back over here. First, I called Pat Anderson. And Pat was the top woman in the company. Good friend. And she answered the telephone, it's true. Also, and I also called, right after that, I called David Moses. Now, David now is the top Isogenics distributor in Canada. And by the way, for those of you that are participating in the retreat, David is going to be giving a training. And every time we do a retreat, I have a top. He's a great guy. And again, he was the master distributor in Zija. And even he was happy to now be a part of Isogenics. Why? Because Zija had a problem in their corporate office. So when they went over to Isogenics, they loved it. They were thrilled. So there are changes that take place in this business that when you're aware of them, which is one of the reasons why we're doing the retreat, there are things that they never talk about in network marketing that will make your business grow faster. Let me come back over here. All right, so I'm going to fast forward. Now, there are millions of professionals joining LinkedIn every day. 4 new profiles every second. So at the end of the day, there's 345,000 new profiles. At the end of a week, 2 million. So there are new people joining LinkedIn all the time. It's 10 million every month. By November, they're going to have 1 billion people. And what LinkedIn does is they let you connect with people. You can search for people by age. 59% of LinkedIn's user base is now between the ages of 25 and 34. Were you at Beverly? Were you at the convention?
No, I was not.
Well, the feedback that I got from folks that were there was that the millennials and the Zs were the ones that were kicking it up. The baby boomers, were kind of quiet. And most of the people that I worked with, were baby boomers. And so now, I've helped 2 generations of network marketers become $1 million earners. And now we're working on the 3rd generation. But there are 58 million companies registered on LinkedIn. So, example, if we went back over to LinkedIn, now last Bed Bath & Beyond, perfect example. Declared bankruptcy. They shut down all of their stores. The last day for the last store was closed on July 31st. So you have 58,000 people. Now, what's kind of interesting for those of you that have been, following this, you remember it was 56,000. So now there's 2,000 more because a lot of these out of work people, everybody lost their jobs. So you could search for people that worked in Canada or the United States. You could filter it down. And then we know they're all out of work. But if you want to build your business fast, you want to connect with people that have large circles of influence. So we could do searches for Bed Bath & Beyond, and let's do store managers. There's 8,500 store managers. So you bring a store manager into your business, and they've got teams, they've got people that work in their stores. They're all out of work. They're all looking for another way to generate some income. Instead of store manager, district managers. A district manager oversees a district with 10, 15 stores. So there's 2,300 district managers. Another feature that LinkedIn has added, which is worth its weight in gold, is now you can not only search for people by their position, but you can search for people by their skills, by their skill set. So if we, so let's just come down here for a minute. So here is Terry. Let's look at his profile. So we come down here. So he's only worked for Bed Bath & Beyond for 2 years. Prior to that, so you know, this is his background. He worked at 12 years at JCPenney. Now, you want to talk about the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again. So you get these professional managers that'll work for a store, build teams, train people, and then something happens, they get let go, and then they go to work for another retail store. If we come back over here, and let's go back to store manager. Got 8,600 people. All right. So let's look at Shannon. This woman has worked for Bed Bath & Beyond for almost 24 years. She's given this company her blood. And now she's out of a job. All right, now notice under skills, leadership, training, teamwork. So many of these same team building, team leadership, these are the kind of skills that propel people to be successful in network marketing. Connecting with these people is relatively easy, but if your profile is all about promoting Isagenix or promoting any company, these people are getting slammed by people in every company. So your profile needs to be about you. Okay, about you. And the truth is that it doesn't matter what you're selling. I had a student I was working with, Dan. Now, Dan, when we started working together, Dan owned a franchise business. He spent $150,000 on this Soft Wash Pro cleaning company. What they did is they used drones to clean. And so his business was cleaning houses. He was recruited by Jason Fisher in Mataluca, who was one of their top people. And he wanted to go fast, so we started working together. And it was working. I mean, I think we did 3 sessions, and then Jason died. So that literally made him an orphan. He didn't have anybody to work with. And so he came to me, he says, you know, Max, can you teach me how to promote and build this soft wash business? So I asked him, I said, okay, so who are you looking for? He said, well, you know, I'm primarily looking for homeowners. I said, but you got these drones, you could clean anything. He says, yeah. So could you clean an apartment building? He says, yeah. Could you clean an office building? He says, yeah. How about a hotel? Yeah, he says, we can clean anything. So why limit yourself to homes? Right? You can go out there and making the connections is easy. So so what ended up happening with Dan was last year, he was struggling financially. All right. So he changes his market and he goes after people. And the end result was that are here.
Hey, Dan, how are you? Good, how are you?
Look, I've heard from a lot of students in the last 2 or 3 days. Last time we spoke, you would use the training that you got from me to expand your franchise business. And I think you said that, now they kind of brought you and made you a partner.
Yeah, they have, actually, Max. Through using your system, one of the things that happened for me is that I learned how to contact people on LinkedIn. And some of those contacts became so powerful that I was able to close a major account with Verizon Wireless that we signed a contract for $20 million. That is to clean cell phone towers. But since then, we've also made contact with people that manage the municipal water towers and water treatment facilities. And in doing so, it just blown up my business. And it's like I said before, I never would have known how to contact people on LinkedIn. I never would have known to even use LinkedIn for that sort of thing if it hadn't been that I came across you through somebody when I was in networking, when I was in network marketing. And I know a lot of people use network marketing, but it can be for anything. Just learning how to contact people is the biggest thing. It has been so powerful. It's just unbelievable that last year I was struggling financially. And then by the end of the year and this year, I will make over $2 million. It's unbelievable. It's like unbelievable. It's actually one of those things that was like, one of those things I wasn't sure I believed it until it happened.
Now, what happened with Dan was he started getting these big accounts, and the people that sold him the franchise, they came to him and said, "Where are you getting all of these customers?" He said, "I'm getting them from LinkedIn." So he ends up, that they wanted him to teach, the other franchise owners how to do it. And I said, Dan, if they're going to teach you, they want you to teach it. What's in it for you? It's through your competition. So we negotiated a deal, and they made him a partner. He now has a percentage of the business, and the percentage of the business is going to increase the more business he's able to generate. Now, all of you, it doesn't matter what you're selling, okay? With putting yourself out there, you literally want to turn your profile into the person that your ideal prospect would want to talk to. It's a form of, we call it reverse attraction marketing. I'm going to skip through here because I want to get to some other examples here. Okay, so Marissa used our Project Launch Script. She signed up 13 people in 10 days over the holidays. She was an eBay store seller. So all she had to do was jump on LinkedIn. Let me demonstrate what she did. So she goes over here and she does a search. eBay to eBay. So there are roughly 100,000 people connected to eBay. Well, she wanted people that owned an eBay store, which is what she had. And there's 2,900 people. Or the other keyword was seller, eBay sellers, 8,000. So the strategy that she used was she reached out to them, relatively simple. She's an eBay store seller, so are they. I've been an eBay store seller for 5 years. How long have you been one? How is your eBay, how are you doing? And, you ask somebody the question, what do you, they come back and they ask you the same question. So as a result, over the holidays, she couldn't believe it. when you sell things on eBay, you don't, you make sales, but you're not generating residual income. That is the beauty of your business. Make the sale one time, and you get paid over and over and over. And it all starts with your profile. Let me pop back over here. I have a number of students that have some conversations, so we're going to jump into that too. So 13 prospects in 10 days, 6 are business builders. Steve used the project launch script 8 times, signed up 6 out of the 8. Andy Van Dyke. Now, this is where you rank advance faster. You bring people into your business that have large circles of influence. I signed up a guy in my business from Cyprus that I met on LinkedIn. He has 50,000 people in his former business. She made so much money when she enrolled him, she took off for 6 months. Well, we were doing a coaching session, and I'm talking, I was logged into her account. I'm chatting with somebody in Norway. She's in Amsterdam. And I'm demonstrating the process. And when we were done, I said, okay, close them. So she finished up the conversation. She closed them. She comes back from her 6-month vacation. And she reached out to me and says, I'm ready to, what do I got to do to get started again? I just said, start posting and start talking to people. So a couple of hours later, she said, I just let you know that this evening, within 2 hours, I have 13 people looking at my opportunity. And she had 59 to go from a picture change. A picture change. Just let you know, I signed up 2 people so far this week, 1 in Egypt, Slovenia, 3rd person in the UK. All right. Now, you're going to run into people that are clearly trying to sell things on the internet, and they are not making any money. You could tell just by looking at the profile. So FYI, the 3 guys I signed up my business a week were internet marketers who are not making any money. And she says, I'm loving this, having a ball. So far, I've added an additional 3 people to my business in addition to the original 3. So that means 6. All are internet marketers who aren't making any money. And I got 5 more who will join when they come back from their vacation. The fast way to become a top earner is to talk to people that you know with large circles of influence, bring them into your business, and help them bring in their friends. That's historic network marketing. Talk to people that you know. A faster way is to talk to people, professionals, again, that you know, with large circles of influence, bring them into your business and help them bring in their friends. But the fastest way is to become a top earner is to bring in professionals that you want to know off of LinkedIn and Facebook with large circles of influence that you don't know. And there's 2 types of whales. There's the outsider whale that knows nothing about network marketing. It could be a store, Bed Bath & Beyond store manager. Bring them into your business and help them bring into your friends, a district manager, a regional director. Faster than that is to become a top earner, is to talk to network marketing leaders with large teams who are unhappy, looking for another business, bring them into your business, and your business grows even faster. So Sheila was building an Isagenix business. When she started, she could barely send an email. 6 months later, she enrolled her first whale. Andy Van Dyke, we already talked about. Kathy, looking forward to the author boot camp. The method you teach helped our team grow to top leaders in 2 countries. 2 countries. Rhonda Collier, when we started working together, Rhonda was also in Isagenix. She was making $150,000 a year. In 3 years, she got it up to 750. And the following year, she hit $1 million status. She had me coach one of her people that did $250,000 of business in 1 year and pushed Rhonda into reentry. In this case, they enrolled a top earner from another company that was making $500,000 in that company. Jacques connected with 2 whales, brought him into the business. Francisco, one of my students, he was on this morning too. When he was building a prepaid legal business, he was making about $3,000 a month. This is about 22 years ago. He came back into network marketing in 2020. And he specifically was looking for whales. Now he's got 500,000 people in his business. In December, he enrolled a whale that had 200,000 people in his business. And by February, the fella brought 80,000 people into his business. And this is not pie in the sky stuff. Todd enrolled 3 whales in a row. So it's all about connecting with people, but you got to be connecting with the right people. Suzanne became the #2 recruiting affiliate marketer in her company 60 days after we finished coaching. I think it was 11 months later, she was a 6-figure earner. Now, I don't show you these to try to impress you. I show these to impress upon you what you can be doing. There's nothing that these people are doing. Now, Gennady was a friend. He was in a boot. He came to the United States because he was looking for a way to use social media. And before he found me, he had spent over $40,000 buying other people's programs. So he was in a boot camp, and the light bulb went off for him. He saw how simple it was. He saw how duplicatable it was. So he called me up and said, listen, I'd like you to coach me. So he came to Miami. So his goal was to learn how to build a business and then how to train the people he enrolled. So as part of coaching, I helped him fill a hotel room in Poland with prospects while he was still in the United States, and then helped him conduct a Polish boot camp. So his results with the following 12 months, they were building a Jeunesse business, and their monthly income at the end of the year was $60,000 a month. Well, something happened in Jeunesse, so we left, and he went to Zija.
Mhm.
All right, and in Zija, and so this is what happened. He's been in network marketing for 20 years. He never saw the kind of numbers. In 2 weeks, he enrolled 57 people, all frontline. So I can't believe it. And then the people that he brought into his business, he sent me this. 4 of my frontline partners joined boot camp, and you know what? 2 of them just beat their life records, each of them sponsoring more than 20 people. So he was killing it in Jeunesse. And then what happened was he couldn't stay. And basically, Jeunesse was a binary, and Gennady was into promotion. He wanted to be the top business builder in Europe, and he was told that they were putting him on an outside leg. So if you have an outside leg, you know, you don't have to work that hard. You've got one leg that's just a monster that keeps going. So you really have to focus on one. Well, they were lied to. They were put on an inside leg. And how we found out about it was somebody else in Russia came into the business and was getting all the attention because they put him in an outside leg, and Gennady was actually on an inside leg. So he joined Zija. And in 74 days, with brand new people, they reached diamond in the company, doing all of the things that I'm teaching all of you. What ended up happening was, of course, Zija became part of Isagenix. And for a number of different reasons, they didn't like Isagenix.
Hmm.
And I think, one of the other problems, might have been there was things going on personally with them. So I have no idea what they're doing. I heard he's divorced, and but these things happen. But the bottom line for all of you is it's all about who you connect with. Now, let me come back over here. Now, in our scripts book, I have two examples of conversations of somebody that I was working with in Isogenics. And thanks, but it's not for me. So she was prospecting in the UK. This is when Isogenics was opening up in the UK. And so she followed the scripts exactly. She has phenomenal before and after pictures. Great presentation. And the guy comes back at the end and he says, thanks, but it's not for me. So I jumped into her account. And this is what I do when I work, with my coaching. And this is where we come up with all of our scripts. So I'm in her account and I wrote back to the guy. I said, your message surprised me. Most of the personal trainers that have been in the business for 5 or more years have all found network marketing companies with products they could recommend to their clients with enthusiasm to generate an additional income stream. If you don't build an extra income stream, if you don't have an extra income stream coming in, you only make money when you're training others. Personal trainers use network marketing to subsidize their growing training business or use the extra income to give them time off from training. So if you can't get excited about my opportunity, I strongly suggest that you find a network marketing company with products you can be passionate about, then find someone in the company that you can work with that's successful and start working with them. You're not the first entrepreneurial personal trainer that I've worked with that discovered building an online clientele does not produce residual income. All it does is keep you in front of a monitor instead of being face-to-face with your clients. Best of luck in your new career. Let's stay in touch. So he comes back and he says, definitely, I'm just not good at networking. So now we found out what was holding him back. Now I remember I got a text from her at like 6 o'clock in the morning, help, because he was really a great prospect. So he said, I'm not good at networking. So I wrote back, I'm in her account. You really don't have to be good at networking to be successful in network marketing or in my business. You've already been successful at getting online clients and real-time clients because you're passionate about what you do and people must like you. Your enthusiasm for what you do comes across online. To be successful in network marketing today is a team effort. It also involves constant personal growth as we learn new things. You'd be in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Now, once you have the script and once you know what to say, she could use this over and over and over again with other people. So I assure you that it won't take you any time at all to become comfortable at making connections with people on LinkedIn that you generally like and who like you. That's all that networking is. The most successful personal trainers all have to develop networking skills or they wouldn't be very successful as trainers. Working together, I'd help you develop the networking skills you think you need. I'm not sure that you need much help with this, LOL, and become very successful in network marketing. Naturally, you'll also be using these same skills to increase the size of your online personal training business. So we sent the image of 3 C's of life: choices, chances, changes. You must make a choice to take a chance or your life will never change. And then we ended up with, if you'd like to explore your possibilities, I'd be delighted to help you and introduce you to some of the other personal trainers I work with that have become 6- and 7-figure earners. They scheduled an appointment. He pulled out his American Express and he bought the most, expensive, Isogenics package. The one, now this is, you're talking to somebody that clearly, they have a need. The one that really helped her the most was she was talking to somebody that didn't have a need. He was in sales. He worked for T-Mobile. Prior to that, he'd worked for Verizon. So as you get to know about people, what do you like about T-Mobile? People. Investing time and energy into making people better, realize their potential. I enjoy that. So when you find out what people like, and the things that they like to do would make them great at network marketing, she came back, that's my passion too. You'd probably love what I do. So with all your experience in network marketing, have you ever gotten involved with a company that you could offer your clients a product that you are passionate about to generate an additional stream of income? And so she did that, okay? And he came back with, I've been approached by many people, everything from makeup to CBD oil, Primerica, and what do you have? I'm not opposed to hearing about it. Let me know. Maybe it's something I could enjoy and be passionate about. The mistake, and it wasn't a terrible mistake, but she talked to him like he could get customers, when what she really wanted to do was business builders. So again, I jumped in. I said, I'm not surprised that other people are approaching you with your proven track record of working with people, helping them become passionate about their work and building teams. You'd be very successful in any network marketing company you work with. You hit the nail on the head with your comment about being passionate about the products, because that's the key to being successful in this kind of business. As I'm sure you're aware, there are thousands of companies out there with all kinds of products and services. I'm working with a company called Isogenics, and I was initially a customer of their products. As a result, I lost almost 40 pounds, increased my stamina for working out, and have never been healthy. As a result of my experience with the products, I naturally got excited about the income opportunity that comes with building a team of motivated and ambitious people who want an unlimited opportunity to earn as much money as they want. So she used the project, I used the project launch script. I'm launching a project to work with 3 people that have your level of team building experience and help them go to the top of the company fast. And I'd be delighted to share the details of how we'd be working together to make it happen for you. So instead of talking about customers, if you don't build your dream, someone else will hire you to help them build theirs. Now, this is a script and a strategy that is being used now by thousands and thousands of people. Perhaps it's a time in your life to stop making the mobile carriers you work for rich. Start building your own team of motivated entrepreneurs, help all of them become rich, building their own business. I'm confident you'd enjoy working with me. Would you be interested in learning the details? Now, when you make connections with people on LinkedIn, on Facebook, you have to look at the connection as you're planting a seed. You're planting a seed. And what do you do when we plant seeds in a garden? We water them, we fertilize them. And so it's that activity that builds the relationship, even when you're not talking to them. So she ends up calling in the morning that she signed him up in the business. It was one of our Ask Max sessions.
Hey Max, how's it going?
Hey, Laura, things are going really, really well. How are things going with you?
Good. I know I always have you on in the background. You're like my little motivation, and then if I get stuck, I can pop over and say, Max.
So you're signing somebody up now?
Yeah, I just finished it. He was someone that I was sure was going to sign up, and I would call this one about as textbook as you make them. I'm pretty excited to have him on my team.
Mm-hmm.
But when he wasn't hesitating, but it just took him a bit to kind of like let everything sink in and figure out really what was going to be happening. And it was interesting. I used on the text messages back and forth exactly the same strategy that we use here of just continuing the conversation, ending with a question, giving him a reason to text me something back, even if it was, what did you do for this weekend? I wrote back to him, I was like, sure, what you doing my business this week? Because it has just exploded, which is true, it has exploded. Thank you to all of your help. And he texted me this morning and said, okay, this is it.
So tell me about your exploding business.
Yeah, so one of the people that I enrolled from LinkedIn, again, I literally followed the script. I just went right down your script book for, it was an unhappy network marketer. And she came over and within the first 2 days, she bring advance. And one of the people that she brought on within 24 hours, she bring advance, and they both are just calling me out of the blue this week. Oh, yeah, we're knowing somebody else. And, I asked Jean, oh, do you need a drink? No, we got it all figured out. And the original one I enrolled, she's about to rank advance again, which is also really great for me. But, I can't even keep track. I don't even know who's, it's like, so I think we just brought in like 9 or 10. I was counting up with my husband last night, 9 or 10 people they just brought into the organization. Within 10 days, and which is more people than I can keep up with. They're fine. Everything is all set up for them. There's nothing for me to do but to just be here as a support and show them. I've shared with them the scripts, what I do. I've been on the phone if they needed me to, but it's just it's the first time since I've been in this business that I understand what's happening with network marketing. Like you can't grow the business if you don't have people growing under you. And if you don't have a way to reach out to people who are business builders, then you're just going to be like a hamster in a hamster wheel, just enrolling people over and over. When I'm approaching people on LinkedIn, you see, I don't talk to them about the products until we've already discovered that they want to talk about the business. That's just a whole different way to do the business. This is doing the business. This is it.
You went to my boot camp, you got my course. How did working with me one-on-one help you?
A few things. One helped everything go a lot faster. You and I were able to get through, what it would have probably taken me a month to go through just on my own through the boot camp. So that's one thing. But mostly, it helps me with the confidence, just feeling, practicing it through with you, sitting with you, watching you go through my account, talking to, helping me type out these messages, helping me figure out exactly the wording. Because now I have it in my account, so I can go through and I do this all the time. I copy and paste a message, when there's something that's very similar or something I can use. I know what I'm doing now. Could somebody figure this out on their own by just reading through? Sure, it would take time, and that's okay. Like if you've got time, I didn't have time. I've got a fire under me. I've got a reason for building this and building this business fast. Some of you, if you're out there just kind of doing this part-time as something you enjoy, then maybe you do have time. But this is, keeping me from going back into a traditional job and we have 3 children and we want them to go to private school. So we have a reason for working this really hard and wanting it to be incredibly successful and fast. And that's what you get from working with you, and just a lot of the hand holding. I needed that in the first few weeks. This is a brand, it's not new to talk to people, but it's just a new way. When for the last 8 months I was taught by my upline, a certain way. And I was basically vomiting information on people, and those of you out there who are doing that, you know how well that works. It doesn't. And so yeah, you just need a little bit of time. And there have been a few times where Max has had to go into my account and, oh, what did you write, Zola? And that's okay. And so that's what is great of having that private session, is that he can go through and really help you take a step back and breathe and figure out the right way to talk to somebody.
So, you're sitting here with confidence because you know exactly how this is going to play out.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the next answer.
Right.
And thank you. You've made this so fun. And I say this to people a lot. A lot of my team, when they ask why I use LinkedIn, my time is so precious, and I have very specific chunks of time that I can use to work on the business. It's mostly during my baby's nap time. And so I have to really stay focused, and I have to be able to use my time so productively. And this gives me that chance to be proactive. Now I can reach out to as many people as I want. I can ask the question, I can have all of these conversations. It's just the way it would be if I were at a cocktail party. You have a conversation. If it's not going anywhere, you just say, okay, thanks, enjoy your evening. You just walk on, and that's it. And so I'm not wasting my time, their time. I can have, 10 to 15 of them at a time going on every day, or if I'm in the carpool line picking up my older kids, I can quickly send a quick note back and keep the conversation going. So you've just made it so I can use my time wisely and only, you know, I'm just talking to the people where it makes sense to talk to them. And I don't waste your time. Anyway.
Now,
Yeah.
when did you get started in your business? Was that October, November?
When I started with Isogenics business, it's been almost a year, this April. So let's call it a year. And then I started with you in January.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm learning the business. I'm brand new in network marketing. I'm just 1 year in it. So I'm not disappointed for where I am, but wow, this is so much better. And if somebody had showed me this, if I had learned your way from day one, well, I'm not gonna look back and imagine where I would have been, but I'm getting there now, so.
At the end of, that was a conversation we had, I think it was in February. And she ended up, rank advancing to the point where she ended up on stage at the company convention in August. And let me pop over here. And one of my students, let's see, Catherine has this is an example of so Catherine is on LinkedIn and she's prospecting. Now I'm logging into her account. And let's go over to the message area. Now, before I do that, let me just pop over here. So Catherine, you're connected right now to 2,900 people. And so a lot of people that you're already connected to could very well end up being candidates for your business. You just have to re-engage them. All right. And one of the things that LinkedIn has is they've got this celebration feature where now we could see who's having a birthday. So you connected with this person here 3 years ago. April of 2020. And you've never continued. So 3 years ago. So there's so many people that you're already connected to that you just need to go back and resurrect the conversation. So you're talking here to Ethan. Okay. Now, Ethan is looking for a job. And he's online right now. So if we wanted to send him a message, we could. So he's a personal trainer. Now he's been a personal trainer for 7 years. Now, Catherine isn't promoting Isogenics, but if she was, he'd be a great candidate. And he's a professional football player. Or he was. So let's look at the conversation. So, why do you want to transition out of personal training? Personal training was just a stop for me to build experience while I pursued my dreams of playing pro football before I continued on my educational path. Change what I wanted to do, though slightly, in terms of future career. I want to help people, but in a different way than I previously wanted, focusing more on the business side of healthcare rather than the research side related area. So he says, remember, when people respond back to you, the answer to your question contains the seeds for your next question. So he wants to help people, focusing more on the business side of healthcare rather than the research side. You know what? That's what you do. That's what you do. Now, okay. So basically what we're going to do here is, this is today. We're going to let this sit for today. Okay. And what you're going to do see, one of the things that build the relationships is your posting. Okay. So we're going to come over here and we're going to pop something in here. And let's do the one with Thomas Edison. The most certain way to succeed is to always try just one more time. That's all we're going to do. Now, Monday, we'll come back with, I hope you have a nice weekend. He wants to help people. You help people. Management roles and help related fields. So working with other people in this position, he's going to work with companies. Became a top trainer. All right. So now is the time to stop training teams for companies and start training people to be successful in business. And of course, before we bring up your business, what are we going to do? We want to find out what experience he has with network marketing. Now, once you know what a person is looking for, and more important than that, once you know who you're looking for, okay, then it's easy to find people. I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna bring up. And now keep in mind, everything that I'm sharing with you. Now, Sam and I started working together, and he's been through a couple of boot camps. We started working together one-on-one at, I think it was in February or March. Now, you all have to have goals. All right. So he's been signing up people, selling a $5,000 project. And then some of them are upgrading to $15,000 after a few weeks. Okay, every time he makes a sale, 5,000. All right, so in March, he sent me this. It's been a crazy 2 weeks since our last coaching session. I sponsored 12 people with the call we had. 12 people. I've been busy onboarding the new team and training them. I've been on Zooms. At $60,000. When you know exactly who you're looking for. And that's what we did. We went in and we took a look at who was he connected to. And then I got this. Hard to believe I'm writing this to you. I've always wanted to send you a testimony. Thanks to your coaching, Max, I've added 21 new team members in the last 3 weeks. That's 21 people. That's $100,000. If you know who precisely you want to talk to, they're easy to find. Now, remember that in our boot camps, you're also getting coached, but it's a group coach program. Your coaching is exceptional. Your way of coaching gave me the reassurance to go from where I was for a few months, stuck, not going forward, getting rejection after rejection, to signing up 90% of the people that he talks to. So as you follow the scripts, I've got so busy I haven't been able to attend the last boot camp. My business is taken off and I won't be able to stop it even if I wanted to. Once you know the type of people that you're looking for, and you just focus on them, you are on your way to achieving success like that most people only dream about. So let me pop in the chat tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. We're going to give you some new things to work with. And I'll put in the chat, invite your team Sunday night, 9 o'clock. And for those of you that aspire to be top earners, register for our retreat that's going to take place next weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All of the sessions are going to be recorded, okay? And Beverly, are you available in maybe 20 minutes?
What time is it now?
Well, it's 10 after 3, my East Florida time.
Yes, I should be available. Yes.
All right. Give me about 20 minutes. I'll give you a call.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, and as for the rest of you, Catherine, that's a great prospect you're talking to. As for the rest of you, we'll see you in boot camp.